Hey guys, my name is Natalie. Welcome to Natalie's Lounge. Just started the video off with how I prepared this little meatless bolognese here. I didn't have any fettuccine, so I just used bow ties. And then I have some garlic bread. And then I have some Pepsi Max. So the reason why I started this channel, I just really love cooking, and when I transitioned to plant-based, I had this perception that, I can't really, eat anything interesting, but I was wrong. There is so much, like, oh my gosh, like this bolognese here, amazing, can't tell the difference. I went plant-based for health reasons. So good. And I've been plant-based for about a year now. It's actually been quite easy. I make my own burgers, things like that, rice paper rolls. There's this product, Corn, it's Q-U-O-R-N, this company, and they have these corn pieces, like little tiny square-shaped chicken pieces, and I would actually marinate it, cook those up, and then I add fresh vegetables to rice paper, make like little salad rolls. I've made cookies, cupcakes, pancakes, everything, and I love vegetables, so I try to keep a good balance, but sometimes I need stuff like this, so and I always love watching other people think of, invent new ideas. Edgy Veg, love her. Cheap Lazy Vegan, I love those channels as well. Bosch TV, there's so many of them with such great ideas. Oh my gosh, there's so many, everyone's kind of going on to the plant-based, whether it's for health reasons or for animal reasons. I have been vegetarian before, but because I just was grossed out by the bones and stuff, but it's not the fact that I didn't like the taste of meat. It tasted good, but for me, obviously I had really bad kind of cholesterol levels and things like that, and that's not just from eating meat, that's from other stuff too, but I just found that plant-based made me eat a lot healthier because you weren't eating obviously meat, dairy, eggs, so that's pretty much lots of processed stuff, this is processed, but the cholesterol is nil, almost nil in here, so obviously this isn't in every night kind of thing. Usually I would have sometimes I'd have mixed salads, sometimes I'd have vegetables with rice. It always changes, but it's definitely not just a salad thing. There's lots of different things you can eat. It doesn't always have to be good. There's this place I went to at the Vegan Expo, and they had these donut places. It was called OMG Donuts. So good, oh my god. So think of Donut King, where it's got the cinnamon sugar, but it has all different flavors. I think there's coffee, there was some rum flavor. I had the mint chocolate one with the cinnamon sugar. Amazing. And they had these was it Vegan Yum place in Brisbane in Australia, because that's where I am right now, and they have all sorts of baked goods, but they have this chicken pot pie. It blew my mind, just the texture, the taste, everything. It was exactly how I remember it, but just obviously meatless and dairyless and all that kind of stuff, so you'd be surprised. So yeah, I really, you know, just wanted to do that for health reasons. And then I find I've made some things from my family. So we have a big household. There's about 11 people living here. So I was living overseas in Canada for about 8 years, and you probably tell by my accent, but I came back here. I've been here for almost 2 years now, back again. I was born in Brisbane, so yeah, and sorry, it's so good. Yeah, so I got family living with me, which is kind of nice. My daughter's in the background, but she's on her iPad having a little bit of a relaxing time at the moment. I have another channel with her, doing challenges and all sorts of things, because she really wanted to do a YouTube channel, and I was kind of hesitant, but kids are good for that. Like, so the kids channels, I know you guys probably tell they don't have comments and stuff, because kids don't really need to see that. Adults, they can handle it, some adults can handle it better. Yeah, so when I've been on a plant-based diet, lost slowly, because it wasn't my intention to like lose weight, it was just to get my like healthy kind of eating patterns, because I just was addicted to like the sugar and fat, all that stuff. Like, everyone loves it, but some people like myself couldn't stop. So yeah, and I've probably lost like 20 kilos in over a year, which is really good. So it's just a really slow burning thing, but I prefer that, because what it was I was watching a video, Earthlings. So I was talking to a friend, I hadn't talked to her a long time, and she was like, oh hey, have you seen this video? And I was like, oh no. And she'd known that I'd been vegetarian before, and then I had a look at it, and I got probably, it's flat, I probably got like 10 minutes through, I had to stop. I was crying for a bit, and then I watched it again for another like 5 minutes, had to stop again, and it took me a while to get through to the end. But like, some people aren't affected by it, and you know, that's their choice. Like, I'm not that type of person that's like, well, I believe this, so you have to believe this. But I think it's important to be educated. So for me, because I know the attachment, like, people aren't stupid, they know, okay, this is where it comes from, but it's a combination of, you know, audio and visual education mixed together, and then you can really process it properly, especially for me. Some people are different, obviously, but I feel like when you have that together, then you can make informed decisions and go, okay, this doesn't bother me, I'm fine with it, I can attach myself to it and then still consume it, and I'm okay. And that's fine. Like, my daughter, she eats meat, dairy, and that, and I would never force her to eat the way I do, because, you know, she has her own choices. But I do it for health, but also because the thought of eating an animal, I can't do it. So this is so good. So a bit more about me. So I used to do hairdressing a long time ago. Initially I loved it, but it became too much when I was having to help run the store. I'm not going to say the store's name. They were good people, but there's just a lot of expectations, and I couldn't handle it. But we got to have like hair done for free, things like that. So there was perks, and it was fun doing hair shows. So it's, oh my god, on there. There's a bug on there. Ooh, that fly wants my food. So we got to pick models, like friends, and then we would just go crazy and do whatever we wanted. And that's like every hairdresser's dream, because some people, you know, they're not as adventurous. And I've had all sorts of colours in my hair, but I'm quite happy now. I've got like blonde on the end, a little bit. I like having it dark and then going down to this colour, because the balayage is kind of nice to have, and you don't have to get it dyed all the time, and it's expensive. I finished that probably like what, just before I came to Canada, so over like 8-9 years ago. But currently I'm studying to be a teacher aide. I really enjoy it though. I like helping kids because my daughter, she has ASD and the fly really wants my food. So I just like being able to, it kind of helps me understand ways and strategies that I can use at home, being at school with teachers and also, you know, with therapists and things like that. But I just really enjoy it. Like, you have to enjoy your job. I'm still volunteering at the moment, studying. I'm probably a few months away from being done. But obviously, even when I'm like, on the job, getting paid, you still learn every day. That fly went around the camera there. But another side passion of mine, I like to write a lot of music. So like now I can freely talk. I used to be like a really big introvert, so I would hide, be too scared to say things. Like, I'm way more open now, and it's just kind of, you know, getting older, growing up, and it's still like, it depends on the situation, the person, but yeah, I'm a bit more open. But yeah, music really helped me express stuff that I couldn't say. I do a lot of writing, singing. I'm trying to learn to play the guitar, but in between studying, volunteering, with my daughter, helping family out, and it gets quite busy. And it's trying to find time for me. You know how it is, guys. My hair isn't actually that bad today, but I wash my hair. I have naturally wavy hair. And then it would be nice when it's wet, when it dries. It's like this. And then if I'm just walking around, it'll get really knotty. I'll probably brush this like 3 times a day. And then it's quite hot right now. I know we're getting closer to autumn, but after being in Canada for so long, coming here with the temperature, it's just sweating. I'm just hot all the time. But I definitely miss Canada. Like, I really want to go back. I've only been to obviously Vancouver. Most people have been there. I'd never been to Banff or anything like that. Everyone's like, how haven't you been there before? I'm like, well, I lived in Vancouver and, you know, Chilliwack, went out into Savoury, things like that. And then I've lived in Edmonton and Calgary. Oh, love Calgary. Never made it out to Ontario or Quebec or anything like that. I have friends that live out, well, she used to live out there in Ontario. Shout out Adriana. And she has all her family there, so I love to make it out that way. There's apparently like a lot of nice beaches and stuff out there, and I really want to go to like the music and the comedy festivals. So music and film would be in Toronto. I'd love to go there for that, and then comedy for Quebec, because they have this Just for Laugh gag show, and it's my favourite. And I would love to actually go there and experience that firsthand. Just be like on there and they just play a trick on you. I'd laugh. It's funny. And yeah, a lot of the music scene in Canada is so great. This band, I remember they had like Canada Day, and they had this one band playing in the middle of the street on the sidewalk, and it was the New Electric, Life's What You Make It. I love that song. There's a lot of good singers and musicians in Canada, obviously as well in Australia, but yeah, I miss it so much. Especially my daughter. She was born in Canada, so in actually Vancouver, but she grew up in Calgary, and she misses Tim Hortons. It's really nice out there. And there's a lot of Starbucks everywhere, but Zarafis is good here. I usually get like the caramelized fusion, no milk powder, almond milk, extra shot of coffee. I used to have a lot of coffee, but I slowed down a bit just because when I wasn't having headaches, I was getting caffeine withdrawal. So I've tried to, because I used to have one probably at least 6 a week coffees, which doesn't seem much for some people, but for me that's a lot. So I probably toned it down to about 3 a week. So I know caffeine is another kind of form of addiction. It's like a little negative thing, ooh, you know. But I mean, too much of anything is never a good thing, but it doesn't mean that we can enjoy it. And I think that's the thing, is like, when you put negative mindsets towards things and make everything negative, oh, food, that's bad, oh, this is bad, and then when you do have it, you feel horrible, and then because you feel horrible, you do it again. So it's just trying to like create positive relationships with food and things that you do and people and stuff like that. So that's what I've tried to do. So you know, I've you know, got rid of all of the negative things in my life, and my life has been tough, but it's gotten like way better. You know, so there's always tricky days, but you get through it. So let me guys know in the comments down below, where have you been in Canada, or where would you like to go? Because I really want to go to, I also want to go to Japan. I just like, it's somewhere so different, because I mean, I've only been to the LA airport. I'm sure there's lots of fun stuff there. Like, I really want to go to, obviously, like all the hot spots, you know, in California and all that stuff, Los Angeles, Las Vegas, all, like, you know, all that kind of stuff, Seattle, you know. I want to go to New York, where else do I want to go? Greece, there's lots of places I want to go. I have a big travel list, obviously, London, you know, kind of Europe, like the whole Europe thing, but Japan's a place I really want to go, somewhere completely different, or in Singapore. Oh, I watched that show, guys, if you type in the comments below, something social, it was like this show in Singapore, and I love the people on there. Tabitha, favorite girl on there, she's so talented, she is just like really honest with who she is, and she's a great singer, and it's just a good show. I don't even know if they're going to bring that season on Netflix, but I love that show. If you remember what it's called, tell me, because I just had like a total brain fart, pardon me, and I just could not remember. So garlic bread, I've got 2 of like this size, but I'm gonna eat 1. So you saw in the video earlier that I had another bowl. So when I cook food, because I get busy sometimes, I actually make like at least 2 portions. That way, you know, there's days where you just couldn't be bothered and you rather just have a sandwich for dinner, or, you know, things like that. I would just heat it up 30 seconds or however long it takes to heat up dinner. And then it stops you from going out and buying and wasting your money on food, because let's face it, when we look at our bank statements, half of it's food, and the bank looks at you like, oh, you need to save some money. I'm like, oh, but food. And all the other stuff, you know, bills and things like that. But I mean, it's important to save, but it's, for me, I save, but I don't save so intensely, sorry, that I don't have any fun, because that's important. Like, for me to keep, you know, mental health is a big thing. I've dealt with depression before, and I'm in a really good place now, trying to take it day by day and focus on small goals at a time, and just really like kind of being positive. So people come with me with their worries and their negativity, I, you know, kind of listen to their feelings, and you know, kind of get them to focus on happy stuff like family and friends, and it's such an infectious thing to, you know, be there for someone, listen to them, and then ask them, you know, is the advice I'm giving you, do you agree with it, you know, not forcing stuff, just giving them ideas and then seeing if they agree with it, because it's really important to not just only have your opinions, but be open to other people's opinions on situations. This is Woolworths garlic bread, like, home brand. So good. And it's plant-based. The Coles one is not plant-based. Butter. You'd be surprised the amount of things that have like milk powder or butter in it. Like Smith's chips, except for I think it's the original milk powder, the entire range, kettle milk powder. And there's nothing wrong. Like, I mean, they taste good, but I just don't eat them because I know where the milk, how it gets made and all that. Like, everyone knows how it gets made, but just seeing it firsthand, like where I live, behind me there's a huge paddock just full of cows. And I just think when I'm making my food, I don't have that gross association with like cooking on a steak and then the cows right there. So I just lost half my garlic bread because Sienna's still hungry after dinner, so sharing is caring. I'm still practicing vegan baking. I've done really good at some things hit and miss. So I'm still trying to work on a good recipe for cinnamon buns, cinnamon rolls, kind of like the ones you get at Sano's, veganized obviously. They've not turned out good. They're okay, but yeah, I've had like my daughter and my family, and they're like, oh, like they're nice, but like it doesn't taste good. So, but I've had other stuff I've made, and they haven't been able to tell. I'm like, oh, this is so good. So it's just trial and error. But I never force them. Like I just tell them, I'm like, oh, I'm making this. Would you like to try some? And they go, yeah. No, I never force stuff. You know, you see all these people, you know, like getting mad, people like at restaurants when they're eating meat and stuff like that. Like, I can't eat meat anymore, but I would never go to someone and just shove my beliefs down their throat and make them feel horrible. I don't think that's right. I think Ed, though, he does a great thing where he's on the street, has videos of what happens in the industry, and then people can choose if they want to stand there and watch it or if they want to walk by and they do their own business. It's put out there, but it's not shoved in your face, so you get to choose. Walk away, watch it. Or have a healthy discussion. So he also has his table set up. And he'll have conversations with people. So when people don't agree, he will not get mad at them. So they will have a healthy conversation, which I would wish that people would do. It's such an important thing. It's getting both perspectives and then kind of working together to see how we can come to medium ground. The world is not going to obliterate the meat and dairy industry completely, and I think some people have to kind of face those facts, but it's important to find what value means the most to you. Some people, it's the animals, some it's health, some it's the environment. So you find what's important to you, or if any of those are important to you, and work with that. So a lot of people find the environment is the biggest thing for them, but going into politics now is a little bit dangerous. This garlic bread's so good. So yeah, next video, I think I might make those rice pepper rolls I told you about. So good. I'm looking for a really good peanut hoisin sauce. So I made them myself. I can't get it to taste the way that it does when you go to Vietnamese or Thai place where they have those in those little containers after you get salad rolls. I can't get it to taste the same. So I want to have like an authentic recipe that is obviously plant-based, so no dairy, meat, all those sort of things. Drop in the comments below because I would appreciate that. I love it. So good. No, they do have, you saw in the start of the video, they had I had the macro textured protein. They have a Mexican flavor. I tried that. It's a more West macro. and I use that to make like tacos. Didn't like it, so I just use the original one and I make my own like kind of spices and sauces up. Or I just use like the pre-packet taco ones. And then I use Naco sour cream. It is vegan. It is amazing. So I do like a salsa verde. Guys, so my camera's almost dying. I'm gonna finish this up. So good. But yeah, so I'm pretty much just gonna be doing some recipes. I like to do sound recipes, so like I would just show you without talking. Then come sit and chat and eat with me. I'll probably do this about once a week, because between studying and volunteering and all that stuff, it gets quite busy, so we can sit and chat and eat dinner together. Make it a date on Saturdays. But I'm gonna finish this up, and I'll see you next time. Bye guys.